My name is Billlie R. Tadros. I'm a poet and a 2017 alum of the Ph.D. program in English at UL Lafayette, and now I'm a professor in the Department of English and Theater at the University of Scranton in Scranton, Pennsylvania, where I live with my wife, Brooke, and our two dogs, Mackenzie and Yogi. A special thank you to Hannah Chapple and to ULL Creative Writing for hosting this series. I hope you're doing and staying well. I'll be reading a few poems from my book, Was Body, whose official release date with Indolent Books is June 1st. The official launch of the book, which I've described as an exploration of queer grief, will coincide with Pride Month this summer, but Was Body is available for pre-order now. You can find it on Amazon and elsewhere. If you'd like a signed copy, UL students can pay me $10 via Venmo or PayPal. Just email me from your UL address at billie.tadros@scranton.edu, and I'll mail you a signed copy as soon as I'm able. You'll find my email address linked in the transcript provided for this reading. I'm just going to read one poem today, but it's a serial poem in 6 sections. And parts of it took shape in the workshops while I was at UL. It's called Epithalamion, which is a poem celebrating marriage, or usually it's celebrating a marriage anyway. Each of the 6 sections is subtitled with a word that, like Epithalamion, begins with the letters E-P-I-T-H. Thank you to White Stag, where the poem first appeared, in the Ghost Motel anthology. So this is Epithalamion, and it is, or was, for Catherine. 1. Epithet. You wore a veil and heavy mat. The train was bound for Penn Station. I was bound. To you, I was bound to do this. Our painted faces facing both ways like rails, like history, locked, wrists, mock cuffs. You kissed me so hungrily, years later, there are still red pangs. And the echo of a house with columns, a local paper that captioned how you wanted to marry me, to be able to. Don't apologize for your new stills, your wine, your truffles, the Arno River, or your ring, to be able to. I'm building a wall. Dike, it's all collapsed. It's all the same. 2. Epithalamus. I was inevitable, or the body that embodied your inevitability. Not like a conveyor belt, you say, like a current. This is connection, survival. Marriage pinpoints the pineal gland and all of your darkness. What hope of regulation? You're circling your circadian rhythms, rigor, mortis, how I can't unclench this fist, this net work, your ulterior, arterial knot. His proposal limbs the limbic. Nothing you or I can control. The next section is subtitled Epithemy, which is an obsolete word for lust. 3. Epithemy. A whole is just parts that refuse to acknowledge their loneliness. The way you come, archaic to the touch. A pit like mine, I couldn't mind you, your cartouche inscribed. When you told me you had pierced your clitoral hood, I kept racing like blood. Flow to you, your sores, your source, your sorting the vessels I buried. The next section is subtitled Epithem, which the Oxford English Dictionary defines as any kind of moist or soft external application, which has its echo in this section in the word salve. 4. Epithem. Wrapped like gauze in your bride white flax, you closed the door and opened, and I haven't found another way to say what you felt like. Soothe, smooth against my palm, a prayer, a salve. 5. Epithelium. You're avascular, packed and selective. Absorption, I sin for you, I skin for you, but the song is nervous tissue now. You're innervated, I'm enervated, you're stratified, and I'm not your cell anymore. You mentioned something about currents, again about surfacing, but I'm back in that studio on Pine where you told me I tasted, held against the soft palate. like water. And the final section is subtitled Epitheka, which is a layer specifically in the anatomy of certain kinds of coral that surrounds the theca. 6. Epitheka. Enclose, ensheath the theca fully. How you take him. How you took my hand inside your mouth, the mouth feel. How I felt to you. How I felt you empty yourself. No longer would you know of consumption. I run my body clean. This is the gutting. How you lay exhausted on the kitchen floor, your chest heaving, the gentle cave, forgetting the whole. All right. Thank you so much. Hope you're staying well.